Interface Video, in cooperation with Fairfield Federal, presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fair Hope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield County Adam H., Dagger Law, and the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities.
Hello friends, and welcome to Fairfield Today. I'm Paul Jasson with you. Thank you for joining us, and we're glad to be back with you here in beautiful downtown Lancaster. We're at the lobby at Fairfield Federal, where we always kind of set shop up here, and they're nice enough to allow us to be in that little corner of the world where, I don't know, for the last 3 months or so, there've been, I think they're over now, but the Friday night bandstands have been going on. Have had tremendous turnout almost every week down there. It's been wonderful. So what an addition down there. But that's right behind us at the bandstand. So you know where we are if that helps you locate us. So we're glad you're with us today. When we think about festivals and events that occur in Lancaster and Fairfield County, every seems like small town, every large town has something, but probably the premier event in Lancaster and Fairfield County, other than things that go on in Lancaster like the festival or the fair, is the Millersport Sweet Corn Festival. 76 years. That's unbelievable. We got the guy to tell us about it, Dan Booz. Dan, how are you?
Good, Paul. How you doing?
You haven't been there all 76, I'm going to guess.
No.
Oh, okay. I'm just
close, but no.
It's remarkable over the years how this has grown, because I can remember just as a young kid, my parents would take me up there because even, I've been here almost that long, but how it's grown.
Yes.
I mean, the grounds have grown there. When you turn on to Chautauqua there and start heading down, before you know it, it's there, and then it just keeps going. I don't know how many acres you have here, but you guys got a heck of a grounds.
Yeah, we have over 80 acres.
80 acres?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's remarkable. Yeah. I don't know what the fair has out there, but I mean, you guys are probably maybe not. If you took out some of the parking there, you might be comparable in size to what the fairgrounds has. It's a big deal there. Yeah. How many people do you think you cater to?
I would say in the 4 days, there's definitely over 100,000 people come through there in 4 days.
That's remarkable. Now let's set the dates here for us. August 30th. And then September
through September 2nd.
Through September 2nd. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Just a little over a week away, and it's here, huh?
Yes. Correct.
And it goes Wednesday evening, Thursday evening, Friday evening, and then all day Saturday.
Correct.
Right. And the admission fee is?
It's free admission.
Free admission. Parking?
$10.
Heck of a deal.
Yeah.
Heck of a deal. I mean, when you can do all the things that you can do at the Sweet Corn Festival, and it's free admission. That's pretty remarkable, and good for you guys and girls up there at the Sweet Corn Festival. You've been able to keep that constant over these many years.
Correct.
And we were just talking before we started shooting the show here today, and just the size and scope of this thing for 76 years. It seems like every year you guys kind of come up with something a little different. You kind of hone it a little bit. I mean, you got it down pretty good now.
Yeah, we got a very good, tradition continuing every year, a good plan, like to say, between the members of the Millersport Lions Club, the Village of Millersport, Fairfield County Sheriff's Department. We have a very good core going on right now.
When you say the term "it takes a village," they mean that with you.
Yes, it does.
Because I mean, it's all hands on deck, and I don't know if you have any other fundraisers for the Millersport Lions Club, who's really the genius and the workers behind this. Not that you probably have to after that, but everybody's probably pretty tuckered out after 4 days there. All hands on deck for that, right?
We are, yeah. Besides us, there's a lot of other nonprofit organizations there.
Sure.
That is their largest fundraiser. So.
And these would be like food booths or.
Yeah, we've got food, games, for other nonprofits there. So, it's been another great tradition is we're a nonprofit festival. So you come to the Sweet Corn Festival, the funds you spend there, they're going back towards a lot of community activities.
Now I know what Lions Club, at least I remember the Lions Club through the years, it was always vision oriented. It was glasses. It was eye testing for kids. Is that still what Lions Club do?
Yes, that is our main focus, is eye awareness, eye glasses, eye exams, eye surgeries, pilot dogs. That's our main focus, but we do other assistance.
Sure.
And there's been a lot of catastrophes lately. Currently there's Hawaii has a major fire right now, and Lions is responding to that.
Really?
Yes, we're assisting with that. So our motto is, when there is a need, there is a lion.
That's good.
We stand with that very well.
Well, it's a heck of an organization. How many people do you have in the club? Is it continuing to grow?
Yeah, it is. I mean, we sadly, we lose some members that
Sure.
pass away, but we're over 90 members right now.
And that sounds like a lot.
Yes.
Until it's August 30th,
Yes.
and it's showtime, and the hours are what time Wednesday? It open?
Yeah, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it's 5 to 11. Saturday, it's 11 to 11.
So it starts on Wednesday at 5 o'clock. I mean, these are just the basic hours until Saturday at 11, and that doesn't count all the other things that have to go on in terms of getting the grounds ready. And,
Yes.
I remember going by the front. I was just up there the other day, and you go by and you see, well, there's like 100 picnic tables all stacked. Well, those got to get unstacked, and they got to
Yes.
sit down right there. So I imagine I can't imagine a week ahead of time you have to really start putting in the work.
Correct. Yeah, usually about a week. Yeah, about a week right before the festival is when the real work gets going.
Yeah.
A lot of organizations we start seeing on the grounds here soon will start getting their booths ready.
Sure. Now, tell us about some of the talent. That's always some of the thing. It's Labor Day. That's always a very cool thing. You guys always have some good names up there to entertain the people.
Yeah, we have a lot of entertainment this year, besides some small groups and big groups. But on Friday night, we do feature Firehouse. And then Saturday night, we have Chris Cakel will be performing. Both free entertainment. You can bring your own chair if you like. We do provide some seating. So.
Yeah. Probably first come, first serve, unless you
come,
want to be in the
yes.
background. I mean,
Yes.
there's no limit, I guess, to how many people you can seat. But if you want to get up close, you better get there early, get your chair out. And how many games do they have? Lots of games up there.
Yeah, we have over 20 groups that feature games. And this year we're doing something a little bit different. So we've always had the midway games down by the bridge. We're actually moving them up to the midway this year.
Because
Just get more action.
Something different, just to see how it looks.
Yeah, see how, so that sometimes people may say, I didn't see them, and they're, but yeah, we're moving them a little closer so that they're all together.
So even 76 years into this thing, you still tweak it a little bit every year.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, still make some changes.
Now, of course, the big thing is it's the Sweet Corn Festival. That's what it is. It's about the sweet corn. And I mean, I know you have the contest, you have everything going on. I can't imagine how much butter you probably use. But how about sweet corn? Do you have any idea how many you order for that?
We do over 100,000 ears of corn. Yeah.
That's one for every
Yeah.
person. Everyone
Yes.
that walks in gets one ear.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable. Now, I know it used to be that the corn came from out of state. Is that still the case?
No, it comes from Urbana, Ohio.
Okay.
Michael's Farms does our corn. They've been doing it for a long time.
Boy.
So he brings us 2 trucks, one on Wednesday and then the other one on Friday. And then he has emergency backup truck just in case we run out. So
He knows
he's
where
ready.
his corn is buttered.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it,
Yes.
because when Millersport calls, you better answer that
Yeah,
call.
yes.
That's it's just unbelievable that we think about festivals around, and now most towns. I know Baltimore just had one recently. Canal has them. Pickerington has them. Of course, the fair and things here, but. This thing is just almost larger than life. I mean, it is just such a huge event. Can you attribute that to anything, or for some reason, Millersport Sweet Corn Festival has really caught on for all these years?
Yeah, it is to this day we call it one of the largest festivals in the state. It is. There are several other sweet corn festivals in the country, but ours is the largest. I don't know if they wanted this to go this big, but they, it is good.
Be careful what you wish for, huh?
Yeah, and we can't, we couldn't have done this without the support of our community our village officials, the police department, the Walnut Township Fire Department, the Fairfield County Sheriff's Department, who is huge supporters, Sheriff Alex Late. So, like you said, it takes a village. We are blessed, we have a great community that wants to support us.
Now, we talked about the Lions Club being so good about eye-oriented things. Now it's gone to helper dogs and things like that. But I imagine through the year, the Lions Club in Millersport probably helps on, golly, I bet you hundreds of projects around Millersport. I mean, they're probably just a great local organization for Millersport.
Yeah, we are. We are a huge supporter of our Walnut Township local schools. We assist them in athletics and academics. So, and then there's other organizations, American Cancer Society, Nationwide Children's Hospital.
Sure.
We also support them too.
Nice. How long have you been a member? I mean, I've had you on, I can't remember, a decade now.
Yeah.
I've probably been talking to you, but I know you've been a member much longer, almost from birth.
Yeah, this is my 21st festival as a lion. As a lion. It was before I was a lion. I was highly involved in it.
Now, you're from Millersport.
Yes.
Yeah, so you grew up kind of knowing what this was about.
Yeah.
Yeah, was your dad or your parents involved in this in any way?
No, well, not really. I mean, they were involved in helping at the booths and music boosters when us kids were involved, Boy Scouts, so they were involved in. But when I was, as a child growing up, I knew what the Lions did in Millersport.
Sure.
And I had that opportunity when somebody asked me one day, would you want to become a Millersport Lion? And I said, yeah. And I've been an active member ever since, proud of it, and I enjoy every moment of it.
And you mentioned that, just a quick plug, boy, the Scouts probably really get involved in this up there.
Yes. Yeah, there's a lot of Boy Scout. There's a lot more Boy Scout troops involved in the Sweet Corn Festival than I've seen in a long time.
Good.
So I actually helped get one.
Nice.
The Pickerington troop, their Scoutmaster and I are good friends, and I actually got them involved in that festival, and they're still involved today. So
Dan Booz, who's kind of the marketing guru here, PR guy for the Millersport Sweet Corn Festival, congratulations on number 76. This has been pretty cool. Mm-hmm. It's August 30th through September 2nd. It's coming up here in about a week. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday evenings, and then all day Saturday. Free admission, parking $10. Hope for a day like this coming up here. That'd be perfect.
Yes, that'd be great.
Dan Booz with us and the Millersport Sweet Corn Festival. We'll be right back.
Fairfield Federal. When it comes to our customers and our community, we go above and beyond to help. Our people make the difference. Personal or business banking, whatever you need, we take it seriously because we know you do. Stop by today at any of our 3 locations and see why the difference is clear. Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan specializes in banking that revolves around you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The staff that have been here know what it takes. They've been on the other side. They see what it takes to make someone comfortable, to make the family comfortable, and really what kind of support they need. And so I think that's what really makes Fairhope what it is.
You walked down the aisle and promised happily ever after. Sometimes happily ever after means ending a relationship. We know the conversations are not easy. Deciding what's best for you, your children, and your next steps takes work and communication. At Dagger Law, we know there are no monsters in a divorce, only people trying to find their way. Local, trusted, experienced. Dagger Law.
My name is Allie. I just became 14 years sober at the end of last month. Through the support of my family and friends, I got the courage to ask for help. And through treatment services and the recovery community, I was able to start my recovery journey. Now I get to work as a peer supporter and an addiction treatment navigator, where I get to help the next sick and suffering. If you don't have family and friends that can support you right now, you can find those supports through treatment providers, the recovery community, and peer supporters like me. Every life matters, and your recovery is worth it.
This message is brought to you by the Fairfield County Adam H. Board.
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our two locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
Welcome back to Fairfield Today. Paul Jasson with you. Sweet Corn Festival coming up here, as Dan told us, going to be an exciting time. One of the other big deals that's going on right now in Lancaster, I think of Hubert Avenue, where I was born actually, over in that area, serving all of Lancaster and Fairfield County and doing such a tremendous job. And I like to think of them as that they like to, help somebody that comes in, needs help, changes them and makes them better. Well, that's what they're doing now with their location. They've been there, now they're going to change it, and it's going to make the Salvation Army better. With me, the guy to talk about all this is Major Bryan DeMichael from the Salvation Army. Is that a fair thing that you're going to make a change to the Golden Corral and it's going to be better for the Salvation Army?
Oh, absolutely. We just closed on the former Golden Corral property here
Big
in Lancaster.
deal.
It is a huge deal. This is something that we've been working on since 2016. We looked at a number of different properties throughout Fairfield County trying to find just the right spot for us to move to, and it came out in one of our discussions that, hey, we ought to look at the Golden Corral building. And as soon as we walked through it, we knew this is someplace that could be really special.
It's interesting that somebody even thinks about that transition from a big place like that was so popular as a restaurant for so many years, and then somebody can see how it would work for your needs. Somebody had great vision.
Yes, we have
Probably your board.
I had a board that was really looking for it, and I don't want to toot my own horn, but that tends to be one of the things that I like. As I like looking at spaces and looking at things and saying, hey, how could we use this? How could this possibly work? And so, it was our board chair and I. He and I kind of started the ball rolling and talked about it with some other board members, and they're like, yeah, this is a great idea. And then we talked about it on higher levels within the Salvation Army, because ultimately they had to give their approvals.
Sure.
And I will tell you that our senior leadership in New York, I've never seen them move as fast on something as they did on this property, because they saw what value there was in it and really what the potential could be for that site, for the Salvation Army here. It was just win-win-win for us, you could say.
And I would imagine that once the thought was there, and so this is where we want to go, everybody's saying, we got to get there because it's been set and empty for how many years, and now somebody will probably want it the same time we do.
And you know what, Paul? That's exactly what happened.
Really?
That is exactly what happened. It was between us and another buyer. The other buyer would not have reused the building. They would have used the site and had something else planned to go on the site that I can tell you Lancaster doesn't need another of, so it's a good thing with that. But there was a little bit of a competition there to get it.
Well, I'll tell you that, and I'm all for that. But if it was a Chick-fil-A, I wish you hadn't got it. But it was not.
It was not a Chick-fil-A. If it would have been a Chick-fil-A, I would have graciously backed out. Let me tell you that.
Well, I tell you, it's just amazing. Now, I know you've got some fundraising. You've got a little ways to go yet before this is you'll be moving in and it'll be complete. But you're going to move your entire operation. This is the daycare, the food pantry, your church, everything. One-stop shopping out there.
Everything will be moved up there except for the thrift store. That seems to be the question that I'm asked a lot. They're like, oh, that's such a great site for a thrift store. Yeah, thrift store will be staying on East Hubert, but everything that's in the West Hubert building will be moving up there to that new building. And, the other question I've been asked about a lot is they said, well, isn't that a little far away for the people you serve? And we've actually found out, we did some research. We talked with our clients that have been coming in through our food pantry, and we asked them, if we move up to a location by the mall, we weren't saying exactly where, but if we move up to a location by the mall, would that be too far away from you? And believe it or not, all but one of our clients, we're talking over 300 people that we interviewed, all but one said that would not be a problem at all. When we looked and asked, how is it that you get to the food pantry? 96% of our clients either ride the bus, drive themselves, or have someone that brings them to it. And, one of the things we were concerned about is, will we be able to get a Lancaster Public Transit stop there? Well, if you look at the Lancaster Public Transit schedule, it already stops there.
It's just made for this.
It was perfect. And then we looked at the fact too that we serve not only Lancaster but the whole county. And we're starting to see a little bit more of our clients start to come from those northern parts of the county. Well, this is a much more centrally located location.
Don't have to go all through Lancaster to get there.
Exactly. And, and we looked at it again from the daycare standpoint. From our adult daycare standpoint, you can't ask for a better location than being right next to Fairfield Medical Center. And so having the opportunity to now collaborate with them for physical therapy and occupational therapy is an enhancement for our clients. And one of our steering committee members, the wonderful ex-mayor of Lancaster, Dave Smith, which I still refer to him as Mayor Smith, actually pointed out the other day, he goes, Major, one of the great things is that for the families that we serve in the adult daycare, they could drop their loved one off and go to the doctor. They could go do their shopping. They could do things like that, have that little bit of respite. If it's someone that's on their way to work in Columbus, they can drop them off at the center on the way to Columbus easily and pick them back up on the way home. And so the more we look at it, we just know this is a great spot for us and really what we can do in the county. Plus, we know that Lancaster as a city is moving north. And I like to say to our board and say to our team, for once, guys, we're ahead of the curve. This is a good thing. So, we're just very excited about what the potential and what the future holds for that property.
Well, you can tell Brian's fairly excited about this move. He is really geeked up about this. And with all the wonderful things you said, and all those are true, and probably more than we could even mention here, I'll just say 3 words to you about the move. No more flooding.
Amen.
Would that be a great number one reason?
I would say that's a huge one. If there's a flood up at the Golden Corral site,
we're all gone anyway.
We better be building an ark. That's all I can say. It's about as out of the floodplain as you can possibly be.
You'll miss those days of
No, not one little bit. I will be more than happy to set aside my rubber boots and squeegees. There's
if
no
you could have them
about
bronzed
that.
And put up, it would be perfect like that. This is how it used to be. We walked uphill both ways, and it was snowing and blah, blah. This is how we used to do it, kids, here at the Army.
Well, and it'll be great not to have that. The other thing that'll be great is that we don't have to worry about stairs in that building.
I got that when I was reading the article in the Eagle Gazette about that. I didn't think about that, but that's going to be pretty nice for everyone involved.
Everybody.
The clients, for everyone, the staff. One floor is always better in this age. It's always ADA accessible.
It makes life just so much easier.
Sure.
When I've got our poor maintenance guy, when we get deliveries from the food bank or we get food in, he has to take it all the way down the stairs to the storage room until they need it, and then has to bring it up slowly. You're not going to have to do that anymore. It's we don't have a lot of four-wheeled carts that we use in our building because you can't you can't use it there. The new building, you can use those to move things around, and it's really just going to be a good step forward for us.
Now, when you have whatever the number of freezers and coolers that you have, let's say just for the food aspect of it, you'll have more over there. You'll have a better opportunity to engage that and build it bigger.
We actually have in the building, when we purchased the building, everything that was in it came with it. So we actually have 3 walk-in coolers/refrigerators that are in the building. One of them is actually bigger than our existing food pantry, but 2 of those units we're going to actually be able to take and reuse, and so we'll have a walk-in cooler and a walk-in freezer that we can now use for all of our programs. Because one of the challenges that we've run into with the existing building is we'll get a large donation of food in, and you've got until the end of the day to use it. If you don't, you got to throw it away. So, but the crazy thing is that if you come in that building right now, all the buffet lines are still there. All of the tables and chairs are still there. As I've jokingly said to some folks, if you need ketchup or steak sauce, we've still got it sitting on the tables out there.
Might be expired.
It might be expired, but hey, I was walking through there before we purchased the building, and even found that we have ice cream cones still hanging on the wall right by where the soft serve machine used to be.
I remember where that was.
So there are, we've got all those fun things. It's going to be a cleanup process for us. In a lot of respects, they just locked the building when COVID started and walked away. Some of the cooking equipment and things like that have been moved out. But overall, you have this building that has to be cleaned up. And so we've started working on that. We've started on my board chair, I think, might actually be more excited about this project than I am. He's been out there a number of days trimming bushes and things like that and scraping them into big piles for me to scoop up and move with a wheelbarrow and things like that. But, we're working on cleaning the property up. And it's going to take a while to get it where it needs to be.
So, as we say, it takes a while. So let's assume, best case scenario, funding, everything falls into place, and it looks like so far everything has fallen into place for you. 2023, are we talking a year?
2025.
So the high school will open up in 25, and the new Salvation Army.
That's what we're hoping. There's still, architectural designs that have to be done. There is fundraising. We're going to be really starting the fundraising campaign in earnest here in just a couple of weeks.
Well, people will be excited now.
I think so. I had my doubts about it at the beginning there about, I don't know what the community is going to say about this. But I will tell you that I've had such wonderful responses and results. Everybody's like, this is a great idea. And I'll tell you, Paul, I'm a pastor, of course, and so we've just seen through this whole process how God has just orchestrated all of this together. Yeah. There are things that have fallen together with this project that there's no other explanation than that.
Lots of answered prayer.
And so we're just excited as to what can happen out there.
Well, I think the community, and I think you'll find that out, how excited they are for you. They know what a wonderful institution you have down there for all these years on Hubert Avenue, and now to go up there and it's so visible up on the hill right there, and it's just going to be a great location. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
We've kind of been through some things there. Well, we can't talk about it, Paul. We can't mention this, we can't mention that, and things have fallen through and plans have altered back and forth, but here you go.
Yeah.
So congratulations
on
this.
Thank you. This is a definite this time.
Yeah.
This is a definite.
We're ready. Major Bryan DeMichael with what will soon be the Route 33 Memorial Drive Salvation Army.
Well, I'll tell you, we affectionately have been referring to it around the office as our River Valley campus.
Nice. We'll write that down.
I like that.
Salvation Army's River Valley campus. Bryan DeMichael, Major, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us on Fairfield Today.
Interface Video, in cooperation with Fairfield Federal, presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fair Hope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield County Adam H., Dagger Law, and the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities.